Welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, October 31st, 2016. I'm Lafern Fraser with the details. Talk show host on the opposition New Democratic Party's New Times radio program, Igal Adams, says that he will do all in his power to clear his name of an allegation of sexual intercourse with a minor. Adams, who was arrested on Friday night, October 28th, and released without charge the next day, has vehemently denied the allegation, which dated back some 2 years ago. On radio today, Adams said he will step aside from the program until the investigation is completed and called on the authorities to ensure that the matter is fairly and speedily dealt with.
An allegation of having unlawful sexual intercourse with a girl below the age of 15. It is also public knowledge that I was released Saturday night, the 29th October 2016, without charge, pending further investigations. I, Igal Adams, want to state categorically that I deny any and all allegations brought against me. Those allegations are false and unfounded. I, as a Christian and an individual who believe in fair play, do take this decision today to stand down as host of the NDP New Times program until the police have completed their investigations. I am therefore calling on the police to at least try to conclude the investigation as speedily and as completely as possible.
Also addressing the matter today was opposition leader Arnim Eustace, who called for justice to be carried out fairly, no matter who is involved. Eustace pointed out that a matter such as this evokes trauma and raises conversation over the issue of sexual assault, which his party strongly condemns.
Those accused have their lives disrupted until the allegations can be fairly dealt with in a court of law. This very serious issue demands a commensurate response from all concerned that is just, fair, and impartial. Justice must not only be done, but be seen to be done, no matter who is involved. We therefore must use this latest development to open a fresh debate about the dispensation of justice in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and what is seen by many, ordinary Vincentians, as the corruption of the system by undue political interference.
The opposition leader also referred to sexual misconduct allegations leveled against the Prime Minister and said just as Adams took the decision to step down from his hosting duties, the Prime Minister should emulate him and do the same.
If an ordinary Vincentian had been accused a few weeks ago, as Dr. Gonsalves was accused, the matter would have been followed up by the police, and the Vincentian might very well be where Adams is today, or as he was on the weekend, in the custody of the authorities. That these cases were quickly dismissed by this country's Director of Public Prosecutions before they could actually be heard in a court of law. It is also a matter of public record that despite the fact there is no statute of limitations on rape or sexual assault in St. Vincent, Dr. Gonsalves was never at any time ever requested or required by the police to present himself for questioning. Indeed, at the time, Dr. Gonsalves was the minister and was responsible for the entire apparatus of the police, national security, and justice, and was therefore in a situation of pure conflict of interest, from which he ought to have stepped aside.
Affirming that Member of Parliament for Central Leeward Sir Louis Straker does not hold allegiance to any other country than St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said that those questioning his citizenship status are like, quote, dogs chasing their tails, unquote. Dr. Gonsalves made this known in Parliament on Friday, where the question was again raised about the citizenship of Sir Louis. The Prime Minister said that he agrees with Sir Louis to refrain from replying to the accusation that he holds dual citizenship, which he says is baseless.
I know he swore truthfully that he is under, he's not by virtue of any my own act under any acknowledgement of allegiance, obedience, or alliance to a foreign power or state. I know that as a fact. And I agree with Sir Louis fully not to satisfy all of this dog chasing its tail kind of activity to show any document. Sir James said something publicly. Sir James said something publicly. He said, you think I'd be leader in 1994? And didn't check out whether Sir Louis was properly nominated. He said so on Bing Joseph television. Radio, sorry.
And lawyer Kebakis Batiste says that she is yet to receive a correspondence from the Director of Public Prosecution, the DPP, Colin Williams, to gain a fiat to bring criminal charges against election returning officer for Central Leeward Winston Games. At a recently held media conference, Bacchus Batiste explained that there have been several pieces of correspondence between her office and the DPP since July of 2016, and she is awaiting the latest reply from the DPP office to a correspondence dated October 18th. Bacchus Batiste said that the matter surrounds the counting of election ballots, which, according to her, did not have official markings.
Mr. Winston Games counted votes which were clearly not valid according to the law, in that there was no official mark on the ballots, no official mark, but yet he counted them. Some 300 and something of them, correct, yes, Ben, were counted. The law says that any election officer who willfully counts any ballot paper as being cast for any candidate which he knows or has reasonable cause to believe was not validly cast for such a candidate is guilty of an offense and liable on conviction, on indictment, to imprisonment for 2 years. Now, Mr. Games swore to an affidavit in the election case where he said clearly that he knew that the ballots were not validly cast. He knew that they did not have the official mark, but yet he decided to count them. That's a clear breach of the law, which means that he has admitted this offense that I just read to you.
Queen's Counsel Bertram Comajong said that they can, however, directly petition the Crown to gain favor to proceed with a private criminal case against Mr. Games. However, he expressed concern that this could be thrown out of court by the DPP.
Or go to the Queen's Courts, which we could have done without any fetter. The only impediment to that, or interference to that, would have been, under the Constitution, the Director of Public Prosecution can take over any criminal matter before the court and decide whether to continue it or discontinue it. Before the amendment to the Constitution or the law, any citizen who had a grievance against another one with a criminal act could have got a private criminal prosecution without any approval of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Now the Director of Public Prosecutions has to decide whether or not a citizen of this country can bring a private criminal prosecution against somebody who offends him. We think that's a retrograde step.
Stating that the fuel storage plant at the Argyle International Airport is completed and that airlines will make their own pronouncements as to when they will operate at the AIA, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves reiterated that the airport's opening is imminent. Dr. Gonsalves was at the time responding to a question posed in Parliament on Friday on the airport's readiness by MP for Central Kingstown, St. Clair Leacock.
Airlines would announce when all the arrangements are in place for them, and they will announce those dates. In relation to search and rescue, whether we have completed the C component, I could answer that simply yes. I have a 2-page here. I'm not going to read it, except I'm advised by those who know more about these subjects than I do. You don't actually complete the C component of search and rescue provisions or complete any search and rescue provisions. You may have a level which is acceptable, and you try to improve it on an ongoing basis. But I've been given all the facts which provide the assurances, yes, that the search and rescue provisions are in order, including the sea component.
Prime Minister Gonsalves said although there is some minor work to be done on the installation of some pipelines at Stubbs, which should be concluded within 2 months, the fuel storage facility has been completed and testing is expected to be carried out on November 14th.
The fuel company has scheduled the testing and commissioning of the fuel facility and equipment for 14th of November 2016. This process includes the refueling of an aircraft. However, there's still some work to be done on the pipeline and the buoys, what we may call buoys, for the docking of the fuel tankers. All of the pipes from the fuel storage facility to the pump station at Mount Pleasant have already been installed and pressure tested. Rubis intends to resume work soon on completing A, the installation of the remaining section of the pipeline to Stubbs Bay, B, the subsea pipeline, and C, the buoys in the sea. Rubis indicated that all of this remaining work can be done within 2 months at the outside date. However, the remaining works on the pipeline and buoys will not in any way affect the ability of the fuel facility to supply an aircraft.
Government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries and Rural Transformation, will be hosting the handing over ceremony for a project on the improvement of fishery equipment and machinery in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The handing over ceremony for the project, which is a grant aid donated by the government of Japan, will be held tomorrow at the Calico Fisheries Center from 10 a.m. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves will deliver the feature address. Other addresses are expected to be made by His Excellency Mr. Mutsushiko Okada of Japan, along with Minister of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries and Rural Transformation, the Honorable Suboto Caesar, and the Area Representative Camilo Gonsalves, Minister of Economic Planning, Sustainable Development, Industry, Internal Trade, Information and Labor. The Grant and Aid Project, has as its objective focusing on improving the quality of fish and fish products landed and to ease the fishing pressure in the coastal waters of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This was done by replacing cooling equipment or machinery at 6 fisheries locations, mainly Kingstown, Calico, Owia, Beckway, Canawan and Union Island. There was also the deployment of 2 fish aggregating devices and the procurement of 2 refrigerated vehicles for the distribution of fish. Without a sound education and training, the future of the youth will be less assured. That's the view of Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves as he delivered the national address at the Independence Parade last Thursday, held in commemoration of this nation's 37th anniversary of independence. Making reference to the 16 national awards for academic excellence, which were presented to outstanding performers in the 2016 CAPE examination, amounting to some $5 million EC dollars, Dr. Gonsalves noted that his administration, along with the continued support of friendly allies and other institutions, remain committed to achieving the goal of 1 university graduate per household in SVG by the year 2030.
On the basis of the 2016 CSEC and CAPE examinations, 629 students who achieve the requisite standard will shortly receive a cash grant of $500 each. So too would the students who pass the associate degree program at the required level at the community college. For the 2017-2018 academic year, the government will grant tuition scholarships to deserving applicants for university study. Further, it will continue to finance the economic costs for all eligible students at the University of the West Indies. And the state-owned student loan company will continue to grant annually economically disadvantaged student loans amounting to in excess of $4 million to eligible and deserving applicants. I say to the students, give me ever better results and I will find the money for you to go to university.
noting that the names of some 100 applicants will soon be announced for enrollment at the St. Vincent Community College Division of Nursing Education. Dr. Gonsalves called on all students at the division to strive for greatness as they all play a critical role in the development of this nation's healthcare sector.
The students in the registered nursing program will continue to receive not only a free education, but also a monthly stipend of $1,000. I have been advised that St. Vincent and the Grenadines is the only country in CARICOM with such a generous provision, a special initiative of our government. I want the nurses to know, I want the nursing assistants to know that you are very special to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and you are very special to Ralph.
The Prime Minister also called for the youth to push for excellence, whether it be through their skill or in academia, noting that the future of the nation relies heavily on their development.
I beg you to take advantage of the abundant opportunities currently available for education and training. Please seek out proper information, advice on your career path, and put in maximum effort in your endeavors. The future belongs to you. Do not waste your life. And please help your colleagues to see the light if they are not as yet sufficiently focused as you are. I say to the young people, soar with your wings unclipped. You can achieve your life goals. Be mindful that though you are not better than anyone, no one is better than you.
As this country commemorated its 37th independence anniversary, President of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Union, Oswald Robinson, said this milestone has paved the way forward for Vincentian women. Speaking on Sunday's Hits Talk program, where the issue of the advancement of women was looked at, the SVG Teachers Union president noted one of this country's major achievements thus far, as it relates to women, is allowing female teachers maternity leave rather than sacrificing their jobs. He noted that he has observed in recent times that more leadership roles have been taken up by women.
Women now can claim benefits separate and distinct from their spouses, and that is also a very important achievement. So I'm saying the legislative framework would have given women an opportunity. We have seen a number of outstanding women, not only as a collective but individually. They would have made their mark in politics, in health, in education, in the field of trade unionism. So we have seen a lot more women going into the what we call non-traditional areas of work. Mechanics, you see women now driving taxis, minivans, buses, they are electricians, you name it. Those areas were mainly male dominated. So I think that women would have made a significant contribution since independence.
Economist Adaya Providence highlighted the advancement of educational opportunities that are being afforded to Vincentians in recent times, which he said was once unattainable.
There are so many different opportunities through scholarships, through student loans, and a lot of people have taken up those. I'm happy to see young people especially having gone off in different fields, in medicine, in law, in management and business, in engineering and different fields, and have moved themselves forward, moved their families forward. And we can see some of the benefits. Personally, we can see it as a society, we can see it as a community, and even for families, the benefits of education.
Showing their appreciation to persons who have seen it fit to selflessly give their bodies to the field of medicine in order to facilitate medical research and other practices. The Trinity School of Medicine last Friday, October 28, 2016, held its Gift of Life Appreciation Service. We hear more about the event in this report from SVG-TV's Nikita Tony.
The management and staff, as well as students and other supporters of the Trinity School of Medicine, gathered at the school campus in Rathmille last Friday, October 28, 2016, for the Gift of Life Appreciation Service, as they showed their appreciation to Cadaver Steve for his contribution to the development of the medical field. Humbled at such a selfless act, Dean of Students at the Trinity School of Medicine, Dr. Frances Jack, expressed her gratitude at having someone willingly donate their body to the medical field. She also urged all students to be more respectful and appreciative of cadavers as they aid in not only their professional development, but also the development of their communities.
I joined the Department of Anatomical Science in February 2014, and today we are here to bid him a fond farewell. I realized he would have been a father, a husband, a brother, and a friend to many, a caring person whose life would have touched many in undescribable ways. I would like you to pause and reflect on the knowledge of anatomy you will carry on with you to heal your patients and continue Stephen's legacy of touching the lives of persons in whichever community you may go back to.
Delivering the homily, Reverend Dr. George Frederick urged the gathering to take advantage of the opportunities they have now they are alive, so that they too can leave a legacy for others to follow.
Death is an abolished foe. So folks, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of him. Challenge your energies into living. How can I make a better input on this life? What can I do to enhance your life? You've given me a window in time here to say something, stand up, speak up, and shut up. Hoping that in the process that I would have said something that would have caused you to reflect on your own life. That's an opportunity. If I was dead, I couldn't have done that. It's frail, but Jesus said, I'm come that you might have it and have it to the full.
The Reverend further stressed the need for persons to give God the glory, as it is the only way they can serve their true purpose.
God did not create life intending that death would bring an end to life. Now that is the mystery. Because hear me, we were all designed to give God glory. Let's rejoice because listen, death has a hold. It's a stranglehold, yes, but it's limited. It's limited. So check out your own reaction mechanisms to death. We should respond, not react. Because believe me, death does not have the final say.
The ceremony was followed by a procession to the Kingston Cemetery, where the remains of cadaver Steve were buried. Nikita Tony reporting for SVG-TV News.
A Vincentian police officer serving with the Anguilla Police Force died on Sunday after being involved in a motor vehicular accident. Aishal Tafari Market, originally of Georgetown, was driving a truck on the Sandy Ground Main Road in Anguilla when the accident occurred at around 6:40 p.m. He reportedly suffered a severe injury to the head. He was rushed to the Princess Alexandra Hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. The relatives and friends of Brittany Kerr, a 14-year-old female of Freeland, Mesopotamia, are appealing to the general public to assist in finding her. Brittany Kerr, a third-form student of the St. Joseph's Convent, Mesopotamia, was last seen on the 21st of October. Her mother, Natisha Adams, came to the office of SVG-TV to make a plea with the public to assist in her daughter's safe return home.
I'm asking the public, please, that if anybody saw her anywhere, please contact us or the nearest police station. Don't just come and tell us like 2-3 days after you saw her and you all know that she's missing. Please lend a helping hand. There's a reward. A reward is up for grabs. I'm asking the public, please, please. She has school to attend and the family is not coping. We can't eat, we can't sleep. So public, please help us all so that we can sleep, eat, breathe, and sleep comfortable, please. She's only 14 years of age. And I want to say something boldly, that if anyone have my daughter in contempt, I'm asking you, please, to release my daughter for me, please. Release my daughter. She grew up in church. And we come from a very prayer warrior family. Please release my daughter for me, please. God is watching.
Brittany, who reportedly went to school on the morning of October 21st, did not return home but was spotted wearing casual clothes later that evening. According to her family members, she was last seen by her grandmother, Irene Kerr.
I woke up in the morning, I saw my granddaughter. She went in my bathroom to have a bath to go to school. When she returned out, I tell her to take care of herself. And she went wrong by her downstairs, her mom downstairs, to dress. I even told her to send the matches. I was burning up some garbage. She sent the little brother with the matches for me. I returned the matches to the little brother. And when she left with her book bag on her back. When I went to clean my church, I came up by the gate. I saw the field yard so dead. I went wrong by there downstairs and I knocked on the door. The door was locked still. I wait around 3 o'clock. I can't see my granddaughter return. We did have in a moving church. I encourage her to come back for we to go to church to watch that movie. Even after 7, going to 8, I can't see my granddaughter return.
Persons who have any information regarding Brittany's whereabouts are asked to contact the local police or call Natisha Andrews at 530-5055 or Curtis Tucker at 531-8277.